Ladies and gentlemen, in our journey through life, there is a profound lesson we must embrace: trust God's timing. We live in a world driven by instant gratification, where waiting is often seen as a setback rather than a divine orchestration. But let me tell you, there is a beauty, a wisdom, and a purpose in waiting. You see, timing is everything. Just as the sun rises and sets according to a precise schedule, so too does every event in our lives occur according to a divine timetable. We may not always understand it, and we may not always like it, but God's timing is always perfect. He sees the end from the beginning, the whole picture, while we only see a fragment. Imagine a seed planted in the soil. It doesn't sprout immediately. It takes time. It needs to be nurtured, to be watered, to receive sunlight. In the same way, our dreams, our aspirations, and our prayers are like seeds. They need time to grow, to develop, and to reach their full potential. If we rush the process, we might end up with something premature, something that isn't ready to thrive. Patience is a virtue, but it is also a test of faith. When we wait, we are not just sitting idly by, we are actively trusting. Trusting that the delays we face are not denials, but divine delays. Trusting that every moment of waiting is a moment of preparation. Trusting that what is meant for us will come to us in due time. There are seasons in our lives, seasons of planting, seasons of growth, seasons of harvest. Each season has its purpose, its lessons, its blessings. We must learn to embrace each season, knowing that the Creator has ordained it for our good. Sometimes the hardest seasons are the ones that build the most character, the most resilience, the most faith. Consider the story of Joseph, sold into slavery by his own brothers, imprisoned for a crime he didn't commit, forgotten by those he helped. But in every stage of his life, God's timing was at work. Every delay, every setback was a setup for his elevation. In God's perfect timing, Joseph rose to a position of great power and was able to save not only his family, but an entire nation. We must remember that our timing is not always God's timing. We may have plans, but His purpose prevails. Our timing is often influenced by our desires, our fears, our impatience. But God's timing is governed by His love, His wisdom, His omniscience. He knows when we are ready, when the conditions are right, when everything aligns perfectly. In our moments of waiting, let us not lose heart. Let us not grow weary. Let us hold on to faith, knowing that what is meant for us will not pass us by. Let us use this time to grow, to learn, to prepare. Let us trust that every delay is a part of a greater plan. A plan that is far beyond our comprehension, but perfectly orchestrated by the divine. Trust God's timing, for it is in His timing that miracles happen, that dreams come true, that destinies are fulfilled. And when the time is right, you will see the manifestation of everything you have hoped and prayed for in a way that is beyond anything you could have imagined. God's timing is like a masterful symphony, where every note and rest is meticulously planned. Imagine the precision of a conductor guiding an orchestra each instrument plays at the exact moment to create a harmonious piece. Similarly, in our lives, every event, every encounter, and every delay is part of a divine orchestration. We might see only the individual notes, but God sees the entire composition. His timing ensures that everything happens at the right moment, not a second too soon or too late. Even when we are anxious or impatient, believing we know the right time for something to occur, we must trust that the Creator's plan is flawless. Each step, each pause, each turn is designed to lead us towards the ultimate fulfillment of our purpose. Just as a well-conducted symphony moves towards a powerful crescendo, our lives unfold in a perfect sequence under God's direction, creating a beautiful, purposeful existence. God's timing is like a masterful symphony where every note and rest is meticulously planned. Imagine the precision of a conductor guiding an orchestra each instrument plays at the exact moment to create a harmonious piece. Similarly, in our lives, every event, every encounter, and every delay is part of a divine orchestration. We might see only the individual notes, but God sees the entire composition. His timing ensures that everything happens at the right moment, not a second too soon or too late. Even when we are anxious or impatient, believing we know the right time for something to occur, we must trust that the Creator's plan is flawless. Each step, each pause, each turn is designed to lead us towards the ultimate fulfillment of our purpose. Just as a well-conducted symphony moves towards a powerful crescendo, our lives unfold in a perfect sequence under God's direction, creating a beautiful, purposeful existence. Consider the way the seasons change with perfect regularity. Each season arrives at its appointed time, bringing with it the unique conditions needed for growth, rest, and renewal. Spring doesn't rush to arrive, nor does winter linger beyond its time. This natural order reflects the precision of divine timing. Just as nature adheres to its seasons, our lives follow a divinely orchestrated timeline. When we look at the stories of great individuals in history, we see the evidence of this orchestration. Take, for example, the biblical story of Joseph. Sold into slavery by his own brothers, imprisoned for a crime he did not commit, Joseph could have easily despaired. Yet each hardship he faced was a note in the grand symphony of his life, preparing him for the moment when he would rise to a position of power and save an entire nation. The timing of his rise to power was not a coincidence, it was a perfect execution of divine orchestration. This divine timing extends to our personal lives as well. Think about moments when things didn't go according to our plans, only to realize later that the delays and detours led us to opportunities and experiences we would have otherwise missed. These are not random occurrences, but parts of a larger design that we often cannot see in the moment. Each delay is like a rest in a musical score, creating rhythm and space, ultimately enhancing the beauty of the piece. In relationships, careers, and personal growth, divine orchestration means that everything comes together in its own time. A job opportunity that didn't materialize might lead us to a better one that aligns more closely with our true calling. A relationship that ended might pave the way for one that truly fulfills us. These are examples of how divine orchestration works for our good, even when it's not immediately apparent. Trusting in this orchestration requires faith and patience. It means surrendering our need for control and embracing the uncertainty with confidence that there is a greater plan at work. It involves believing that the conductor of our lives is leading us to a grand finale that is more magnificent than anything we could orchestrate ourselves. By embracing the concept of divine orchestration, we can find peace in the midst of waiting, comfort in the face of delays, and hope during difficult times. We come to understand that our lives are part of a beautifully crafted masterpiece, where every moment is woven into a tapestry of purpose and meaning. This perspective allows us to live with a sense of calm assurance, knowing that we are being guided by an unfailing hand that knows the perfect time for everything. Patience is not merely the act of waiting, but a profound demonstration of faith. When we exercise patience, we are actively placing our trust in a higher power, believing that everything will unfold in its rightful time. This act of waiting is not passive. It is an intentional and deliberate choice to rely on God's wisdom rather than our own understanding. In the hustle and bustle of modern life, the concept of waiting can often feel like an obstacle. We are conditioned to seek immediate results, instant gratification, and quick solutions. However, true patience requires us to slow down, to pause, and to surrender our timelines to a divine schedule. It is in these moments of waiting that our faith is truly tested and strengthened. Consider a farmer who plants seeds in the spring. He cannot hasten the growth of his crops by sheer willpower or impatience. Instead, he must wait for the natural processes to take their course, trusting that in due time the seeds will sprout, grow, and eventually yield a bountiful harvest. Similarly, in our lives, we must plant seeds of faith and trust that God will nurture them, bringing about growth and fruition in His perfect timing. Patience as faith means believing that delays are not denials but divine appointments. When a door closes or an opportunity is delayed, it is easy to become discouraged or to question God's plan. Yet, it is precisely in these moments that our faith is called to rise. We are invited to trust that God's delays are purposeful, that they serve to protect us, to prepare us, or to position us for something greater than we can imagine. This kind of patience requires a deep sense of surrender. It means letting go of our need for control and embracing the uncertainty with a spirit of trust. It is about recognizing that our perspective is limited, while God's perspective is infinite. What we see as a setback, God sees as a setup for a greater blessing. What we perceive as a detour, God knows as a direct path to our destiny. The stories of faith in sacred texts often highlight the virtue of patience. Abraham and Sarah waited decades for the promise of a child. Despite their advanced age and the seeming impossibility of the promise, they held on to their faith, and in God's perfect timing, Isaac was born. Their patience was not in vain. It was a testament to their unwavering faith in God's promises. Patience also cultivates inner strength and resilience. It teaches us to endure hardships with grace and to face uncertainties with courage. As we wait, we learn to rely on God's provision and to find peace in His presence. This inner transformation is one of the greatest gifts of patience. It molds our character and deepens our faith. Moreover, patience as faith is not a solitary journey. It often involves community and support. Sharing our struggles and our waiting with others can provide encouragement and strength. We can draw from the experiences of those who have waited before us and have seen God's faithfulness in their lives. Their testimonies remind us that God's timing is always perfect and that our waiting is never in vain. In essence, patience is a powerful expression of faith. It is a declaration that we trust God's plan, His timing, and His wisdom. It is a choice to believe that everything will come together in its own time and that the waiting period is a vital part of the journey. Through patience, we grow in our relationship with God, learning to lean on Him and to find peace in His promises. It is through this process that we discover the true depth of our faith and the boundless nature of God's love and faithfulness. Waiting often feels like a passive state, a period of inaction and uncertainty. However, there is a profound purpose in waiting, a divine intention behind every moment we spend in anticipation. Waiting is not merely a delay, it is a time of preparation, growth, and transformation designed to refine us and ready us for what lies ahead. In the waiting, we are given the opportunity to develop patience and endurance. These virtues are essential for the journey of life, as they equip us to handle challenges and setbacks with grace. Waiting teaches us to trust in the process, to believe that there is a greater plan at work, even when we cannot see the immediate results. This period is a test of our faith, a chance to strengthen our belief in God's timing and His plans for us. During times of waiting, we are also called to reflect and seek clarity. It is a time to reassess our goals, our desires, and our direction. This introspection allows us to align ourselves more closely with our true purpose and to ensure that our actions are in harmony with our values and aspirations. Waiting gives us the space to listen to our inner voice and to divine guidance, helping us to make more informed and thoughtful decisions. Furthermore, waiting can be a period of healing and restoration. Life's challenges often leave us weary and wounded, and it is during these quiet moments that we can find solace and rejuvenation. Waiting provides us with the necessary time to recover, to mend our brokenness, and to regain our strength. It is a time to nurture ourselves, to practice self-care, and to cultivate a sense of inner peace and balance. Waiting also fosters growth and learning. It is an opportunity to acquire new skills, to gain knowledge, and to broaden our horizons. Whether it's through reading, studying, or simply observing the world around us, the period of waiting is rich with potential for personal development. We become more equipped and better prepared for the opportunities and challenges that will come our way once the waiting is over. In the stillness of waiting, we often find a deeper connection with others and with our own hearts. Relationships can be nurtured and strengthened during these times as we have more time to invest in the people who matter to us. We learn to appreciate the present moment and to cherish the simple joys of life. Waiting helps us to cultivate gratitude and to recognize the blessings that are already present in our lives. Moreover, waiting is a time when our character is tested and refined. It challenges us to maintain our integrity and our commitment to our values even when things are not going as planned. It is in these moments that our true nature is revealed and we have the chance to grow into the people we are meant to be. The trials of waiting can burn away the impurities, leaving us stronger, purer, and more resilient. There is also a communal aspect to waiting. Often we are not alone in our periods of anticipation. Others are waiting alongside us. This shared experience can foster a sense of solidarity and support. We learn to empathize with others, to offer and receive encouragement, and to build stronger bonds within our communities. Waiting together teaches us the value of companionship and mutual support. In the grand tapestry of life, every thread of waiting has its place and purpose. These periods are not wasted time, they are integral to our journey. They shape us, prepare us, and position us for the fulfillment of our destinies. When we embrace the purpose in waiting, we begin to see it not as a hindrance, but as a necessary and valuable part of our growth and development. Through waiting, we come to understand that there is a time for everything, and that every moment, even though spent in anticipation, has a meaningful and significant role in the story of our lives. Life is an intricate journey made up of various seasons, each with distinct phases and purposes that align with God's divine plan. These seasons, planting, growth, and harvest, serve as metaphors for the different stages we experience throughout our lives. Each season carries its own unique lessons and opportunities for development. The planting season represents beginnings, the time when seeds are sown into the fertile ground of our lives. This phase is marked by new ventures, ideas, and relationships. It is a time of hope and anticipation where we lay the groundwork for the future. Planting requires vision and faith, as we cannot immediately see the fruits of our labor. This period is often filled with hard work and dedication, requiring us to invest our time, energy, and resources into nurturing our dreams and aspirations. It teaches us the importance of preparation and the value of starting with strong foundations. Following planting is the season of growth. This is a time of development and maturation, where the seeds we have sown begin to sprout and take form. Growth is characterized by learning and adaptation. It is a period of patience as we watch our efforts gradually come to fruition. During this time, we encounter challenges and obstacles that test our resilience and commitment. The growth season teaches us perseverance and the importance of nurturing what we have planted. It is a reminder that progress often comes gradually and requires consistent effort and care. Finally, we reach the harvest season. This phase is marked by the reaping of rewards, the realization of our efforts, and the fulfillment of our goals. Harvest is a time of celebration and gratitude as we gather the fruits of our labor. It is a season of abundance and achievement where we see the tangible results of our hard work and dedication. However, harvest also teaches us about stewardship and the responsibility that comes with success. We learn to appreciate the journey and recognize the contributions of those who have supported us along the way. Each of these seasons is integral to our growth and development, playing a specific role in God's divine plan. The planting season cultivates hope and vision. The growth season fosters resilience and perseverance. And the harvest season brings fulfillment and gratitude. Together, they form a cycle that continually shapes and refines us, helping us to become the individuals we are meant to be. Moreover, these seasons are not linear but cyclical. After a harvest, we often find ourselves planting new seeds, embarking on fresh journeys, and entering new phases of growth. This continuous cycle mirrors the ebb and flow of life, with its ups and downs, beginnings and endings. Each season builds upon the previous one, creating a dynamic and evolving process of personal and spiritual growth. Understanding these seasons allows us to navigate life with greater wisdom and grace. We learn to appreciate the value of each phase, knowing that they all contribute to our overall development. We become more patient during the planting and growth periods, trusting that the harvest will come in due time. We also learn to celebrate and cherish the moments of harvest, recognizing them as milestones in our journey. In essence, the various seasons of life are manifestations of God's divine plan, each serving a specific purpose in our personal and spiritual growth. They teach us important lessons about vision, perseverance, gratitude, and stewardship, guiding us towards becoming the individuals we are destined to be. By embracing these seasons, we align ourselves with the natural rhythm of life and the divine purpose that governs our existence. Character building is a profound and essential aspect of trusting in God's plan. When we trust in His timing and purpose, we undergo experiences that shape and refine our character. These experiences are often challenging and can test our faith, but they are integral to our growth and development. Trusting in God's plan requires us to surrender our desires for immediate answers and solutions. This act of surrender is itself a significant step in character building. It teaches us humility as we recognize that we do not have all the answers and that our understanding is limited compared to God's infinite wisdom. By relinquishing control, we develop a deeper sense of humility and acceptance. Moreover, waiting on God's timing cultivates patience. Patience is not just the ability to wait, but the capacity to maintain a positive and hopeful attitude while waiting. It involves enduring delays and setbacks without losing faith or becoming discouraged. This patience builds resilience, helping us to withstand life's trials and tribulations with grace and perseverance. During times of uncertainty, our trust in God's plan is often tested. These moments of testing are crucial for character building because they push us to rely on our faith. When we face difficulties and obstacles, we are compelled to turn to God for strength and guidance. This dependency fosters a deeper relationship with Him, reinforcing our faith and fortifying our spirit. Trusting in God's plan also encourages us to develop a sense of gratitude. Even when things do not go according to our expectations, we learn to appreciate the lessons and growth that come from these experiences. Gratitude shifts our focus from what we lack to what we have, and from what has gone wrong to what can be learned. This perspective not only enhances our character, but also brings a sense of peace and contentment. Furthermore, trusting in God's plan instills in us a sense of hope and optimism. When we believe that God has a purpose for everything, we approach life with a positive outlook. This hope motivates us to keep moving forward, even when the path is unclear. It provides the courage to face the unknown and to embrace change, knowing that each step is part of a larger divine purpose. Another aspect of character building through trusting God's plan is the development of integrity. As we navigate through life's challenges, we are often confronted with choices that test our moral values and principles. Trusting in God's plan encourages us to adhere to these principles, even when it is difficult or when immediate rewards are not apparent. This steadfastness in upholding our values strengthens our integrity, making us more reliable and trustworthy individuals. Additionally, trusting in God's plan promotes empathy and compassion. When we experience our own struggles and see how God guides us through them, we become more understanding and supportive of others who are going through similar challenges. This empathy allows us to connect with others on a deeper level, fostering a sense of community and mutual support. Character building through trusting in God's plan also involves learning to forgive. Life's disappointments and betrayals can leave us hurt and bitter, but when we trust that God has a purpose, even in these painful experiences, we find the strength to forgive. Forgiveness frees us from the burden of resentment and allows us to move forward with a lighter heart. Finally, trusting in God's plan enhances our self-discipline. It teaches us to remain committed to our goals and values, even when immediate results are not visible. This discipline is essential for achieving long-term success and fulfillment, as it encourages us to stay focused and dedicated despite the challenges we may face. In summary, character building is deeply intertwined with trusting in God's plan. Through humility, patience, resilience, gratitude, hope, integrity, empathy, forgiveness, and self-discipline, we become stronger and more capable individuals. These qualities not only help us navigate life's challenges, but also enable us to live in alignment with God's purpose for us, creating a life of meaning and fulfillment. The story of Joseph is a powerful testament to how setbacks can be setups for elevation, and it vividly illustrates the importance of trusting in God's perfect timing. Joseph, the favored son of Jacob, experienced a series of dramatic and seemingly unjust setbacks that could have easily led him to despair. Yet each of these challenges ultimately paved the way for his rise to a position of great prominence and influence. Joseph's journey began with the betrayal of his own brothers. Driven by jealousy and resentment, they sold him into slavery and deceived their father into believing he had been killed by a wild animal. This betrayal marked the start of a tumultuous period in Joseph's life. Far from his home and family, he found himself in the foreign land of Egypt, working as a servant in the household of Potiphar, a high-ranking official. The betrayal and loss of his previous life were devastating setbacks, but they were also the beginning of a profound transformation. While serving Potiphar, Joseph's integrity and capability earned him favor, and he was soon entrusted with significant responsibilities. However, his situation took another dramatic turn when he was falsely accused of attempting to seduce Potiphar's wife. This false accusation led to his imprisonment, another severe setback in what seemed to be a series of relentless misfortunes. From a beloved son and a trusted servant, Joseph was cast into the depths of a prison, stripped of his dignity and freedom. Despite these trials, Joseph remained steadfast in his faith and character. In prison, he continued to exhibit his remarkable ability to interpret dreams, which had previously contributed to his rise in Potiphar's house. His talent did not go unnoticed, and it was this very gift that eventually became the key to his elevation. Joseph interpreted the dreams of Pharaoh's cupbearer and baker, and later Pharaoh himself, accurately predicting 7 years of abundance, followed by 7 years of famine. Joseph's interpretation of Pharaoh's dreams, coupled with his wise recommendations for managing the forthcoming famine, positioned him as the second most powerful man in Egypt, just below Pharaoh. From the depths of prison, Joseph rose to a position of unparalleled influence, responsible for overseeing the entire land and its resources during a time of great crisis. His setbacks, being sold into slavery, falsely accused and imprisoned, had set the stage for his extraordinary rise to power. This story demonstrates that setbacks are not merely obstacles, but are often integral parts of a larger plan. Each difficulty Joseph faced was a step in a divine orchestration that prepared him for a greater role. His experiences in Potiphar's house and prison were not wasted. They were crucial to his development and his eventual success. They refined his character, tested his faith, and honed his skills, all of which were essential for the responsibilities he would later assume. Joseph's story showcases the power of trusting in God's perfect timing. It highlights that while we may not understand the immediate purpose of our struggles, they are often the very things that prepare us for future opportunities. Each challenge Joseph faced was a setup for his elevation, demonstrating that what seems like a setback can be a prelude to significant advancement and fulfillment. By remaining faithful and maintaining his integrity through each trial, Joseph exemplified the strength and resilience that come from trusting in a higher plan. His life illustrates that setbacks, when viewed through the lens of faith, can reveal their true purpose as setups for future greatness. This perspective invites us to trust in the process, knowing that God's timing is always perfect, and that our current struggles may very well be the foundation for our future success. God's perspective encompasses a view of reality that is vastly broader and more comprehensive than our own. While we perceive only a fraction of the events and circumstances surrounding us, God sees the entire tapestry of existence, understanding every detail and its interconnectedness. From our vantage point, we often focus on immediate challenges, personal desires, and the frustrations of daily life. Our perspective is limited by time, experience, and knowledge, which can make it difficult to see the larger picture. We may struggle to understand why certain events happen or why answers to our prayers are delayed. This limited perspective can lead to confusion, doubt, and frustration as we try to make sense of the apparent randomness or difficulty in our lives. In contrast, God's perspective is all-encompassing. He perceives the beginning from the end, seeing not only the present moment, but also how each event fits into the broader narrative of our lives and the world. This eternal viewpoint allows God to orchestrate events with a wisdom and precision that we cannot fully grasp. What may seem like a detour or setback from our limited view can actually be a vital component of a larger, well-thought-out plan. For instance, consider how a gardener approaches the growth of plants. The gardener understands that each stage of growth, from planting to flowering, requires specific conditions and care. While the plants may seem to progress slowly or encounter setbacks, the gardener knows that each phase is essential for the eventual bloom. Similarly, God, as the master gardener of our lives, sees the intricate details of our development and the timing of our growth, understanding how every experience contributes to our overall journey. God's perspective also involves a deep understanding of human nature and the complexities of individual and collective experiences. He is aware of the factors that influence our lives, our strengths, weaknesses, desires, and fears, and how these elements interact with the world around us. This comprehensive understanding enables God to guide us in ways that are both nurturing and challenging, pushing us towards growth while ensuring we are equipped to handle the changes and opportunities that come our way. Moreover, God's perspective is infused with an eternal dimension. He sees beyond our temporary struggles and joys, recognizing the ultimate purpose and meaning of our lives. What we might view as an isolated incident or a transient problem is part of a grander, eternal plan. This eternal perspective helps us to place our temporary experiences within the context of a larger, enduring purpose, providing a sense of hope and reassurance. The biblical story of Job illustrates this concept vividly. Job faced immense suffering and loss, questioning why such hardships were allowed to befall him. From his limited human perspective, the suffering seemed unjust and without purpose. However, God's perspective, as revealed later in the story, included a deeper understanding of Job's faith, character, and the broader cosmic context. Job's trials were part of a greater narrative that highlighted the strength of his faith and ultimately led to a more profound blessing and restoration. Trusting in God's perspective requires us to acknowledge our limitations and embrace a sense of faith in the unseen. It involves believing that even when we cannot see the full picture or understand the reasons behind our experiences, there is a divine purpose at work. This trust allows us to approach life with greater peace and resilience, knowing that we are part of a larger, meaningful design. In practical terms, understanding God's perspective encourages us to live with patience and hope. It helps us to navigate life's uncertainties with a sense of trust and assurance, knowing that there is a plan greater than our own. By aligning ourselves with this perspective, we can face challenges with a sense of purpose and confidence, trusting that each moment is a part of a greater story that is unfolding according to divine wisdom. Growth through waiting is a profound concept that highlights the transformative potential of periods of anticipation and delay. When we find ourselves in situations where the desired outcome or change seems postponed, it often feels frustrating and challenging. However, these periods of waiting can be incredibly rich in opportunities for personal development and spiritual growth. Waiting requires us to cultivate patience, which is more than just the ability to delay gratification. It is an active process of maintaining hope and perseverance despite the absence of immediate results. This patience teaches us to endure and remain steadfast, fostering inner strength and resilience. It helps us develop a deeper sense of self-discipline as we learn to manage our desires and expectations without giving in to impatience or frustration. During these waiting periods, we are often invited to engage in introspection and self-reflection. This time allows us to examine our goals, values, and motivations. As we wait, we have the space to assess our journey, clarify our aspirations, and realign ourselves with our true purpose. This process of reflection can lead to a greater understanding of ourselves and a more focused sense of direction in our lives. Waiting also provides an opportunity for us to develop empathy and compassion. As we navigate our own periods of delay, we become more attuned to the struggles and challenges of others. This shared experience of waiting can deepen our connections with those around us and enhance our ability to offer support and encouragement to others who are also experiencing difficulties. Furthermore, growth through waiting often involves learning to trust and surrender. We are called to let go of our need for control and to trust that there is a greater plan at work. This surrendering can be a profound exercise in faith, helping us to develop a deeper relationship with a higher power or the guiding principles we believe in. It challenges us to trust that there is a purpose in the waiting and that everything is unfolding according to a divine or meaningful plan. In addition to building patience and trust, waiting can also foster creativity and innovation. When we are in a state of waiting, we often have the opportunity to explore new ideas, develop new skills, and engage in activities that might not have been possible if we were immediately occupied with the outcome we are waiting for. This time can be a fertile ground for personal and professional growth, allowing us to cultivate new talents and explore new possibilities. Moreover, the waiting process often involves a period of preparation and readiness. Just as a seed requires time to germinate and grow before it can bear fruit, we too need time to prepare ourselves for the future. Waiting can be a time of preparation where we build the skills, knowledge, and character necessary to fully embrace the opportunities that will come when the waiting period ends. This period of growth through waiting also involves developing resilience. We learn to cope with uncertainty and setbacks, building a strong foundation that equips us to handle future challenges with greater ease and confidence. The experiences and lessons learned during these times of waiting contribute to our overall personal growth and enhance our ability to navigate life's ups and downs. Ultimately, growth through waiting is about recognizing that every moment of delay or anticipation has the potential to contribute to our development. It is about understanding that waiting is not wasted time, but a crucial part of the journey towards achieving our goals and realizing our potential. By embracing the growth opportunities that come with waiting, we can emerge from these periods stronger, wiser, and more prepared to seize the opportunities that lie ahead. Miraculous outcomes often emerge from situations that seem ordinary or even challenging at first glance. These extraordinary results are characterized by their profound impact and the sense of awe they inspire, suggesting a higher power or a remarkable alignment of circumstances that surpasses natural expectations. Miraculous outcomes frequently arise from moments of deep struggle or adversity. When individuals or communities face significant obstacles, their efforts and perseverance can lead to results that defy conventional explanations. These outcomes often involve a combination of seemingly random events coming together in a way that produces extraordinary results. For example, a person facing a serious illness may experience an unexpected and complete recovery that medical science cannot fully explain, leaving many to view the outcome as a miracle. Such outcomes can also manifest in personal collective achievements that seem improbable or unattainable. When individuals set ambitious goals and commit wholeheartedly to their pursuit, they may achieve results that surpass their own expectations and those of others. This can be seen in instances where people overcome significant barriers, achieve seemingly impossible feats, or make breakthroughs in their fields, attributing their success to a higher power or a fortuitous alignment of circumstances. The concept of miraculous outcomes often involves a sense of timing that feels impeccably orchestrated. What may seem like a coincidence or chance encounter can, in hindsight, reveal itself as a perfectly timed intervention that leads to significant results. This timing often feels as though it is beyond mere human control, suggesting a deeper, purposeful design at work. For instance, meeting the right person at a pivotal moment or receiving an unexpected opportunity just when it was needed most can be perceived as miraculous. Another dimension of miraculous outcomes is their ability to inspire and uplift. When people witness or experience such outcomes, they often find themselves filled with a sense of wonder and hope. These results can serve as powerful reminders of the potential for extraordinary things to happen and can reinforce belief in a higher power or the possibility of positive change. They provide a sense of reassurance and encouragement, demonstrating that remarkable and unforeseen results are within the realm of possibility. Miraculous outcomes can also reflect a process of transformation and growth. They often arise from periods of challenge and difficulty, where individuals are tested and refined. The journey through adversity can lead to personal development and resilience, which in turn paves the way for extraordinary results. The outcome is not just a sudden change, but a culmination of growth and perseverance, highlighting the significance of the process leading up to the miracle. Moreover, these outcomes often involve a communal aspect, where the impact extends beyond the individual to benefit a larger group or society. For example, a breakthrough discovery or a generous act of kindness can have far-reaching effects, improving the lives of many and creating ripple effects of positive change. This collective impact underscores the idea that miraculous outcomes can have a profound and wide-reaching influence, benefiting not only those directly involved, but also the broader community. Ultimately, miraculous outcomes embody a sense of the extraordinary within the ordinary, revealing the potential for remarkable results emerging from everyday situations. They challenge our understanding of what is possible and encourage us to see beyond the immediate and the tangible. Whether through personal achievements, unexpected interventions, or transformative changes, these outcomes inspire awe and wonder, suggesting that there is always room for the miraculous in our lives. In conclusion, miraculous outcomes serve as powerful reminders of the extraordinary possibilities that lie within our everyday experiences. They arise from moments of challenge and perseverance, often defying conventional expectations and revealing a deeper, purposeful design at work. These outcomes inspire awe and wonder, offering reassurance and hope that remarkable results are always within reach. They not only highlight the transformative potential of adversity, but also demonstrate the far-reaching impact that extraordinary events can have on individuals and communities alike. Embracing the possibility of miracles in our lives encourages us to remain hopeful, persistent, and open to the unexpected, knowing that the miraculous can emerge from the most ordinary circumstances.